Brought to you by Penguin.
Clive Cussler's Desolation Code by Graham Brown, read by Scott Brick.
Prologue. The Island. A man dressed in tattered rags sprinted headlong through a tropical rainforest. Drenched in sweat, bare feet pounding the uneven ground, he pushed through the broad green leaves and charted a path higher, upward, toward a peak he couldn't see, but believed he would reach. Finding a more open trail, he paused near a tangled bush covered in colorful flowers. His chest heaved as he tried to catch his breath. He wiped the sweat from his brow and smacked the side of his neck as a biting insect landed. Pulling his hand away revealed a smear of his own blood, which only partially covered the tattoo on his neck, displaying numbers and letters in an odd, code-like arrangement. The last 2 digits were an offset 1 and 0. Because of this, he was called Desi. Wiping the blood off, Desi glanced back into the foliage, looking for the others, who were falling behind. "Come on," he shouted. "Keep moving." A group of younger men appeared. They resembled him in skin tone and facial features, appearing so similar to one another it was hard to tell them apart. Their clothes were as ragged and dirty as his, and fear streaked their faces. They pushed through, looking to him. "Are you sure this is the right way?" In truth, he wasn't, but he'd been told he would find a trail, and here it was. He pointed along the path. "To the top. Go quickly." "And then what?" one of the younger men asked. "Escape," he said. "Freedom." These words landed flat with the younger men. They almost seemed confused. But the sound of dogs barking shook them out of their stupor. The hunters were coming. They'd picked up the trail, and there was no chance of them losing it now, not with so many of them pushing through the trees, sweating like beasts of burden. "Go, go, go!" Desi shouted. The young ones took off again, followed at the last by another man, who was as old as their leader. He stopped and crouched near the bush. At a distance, the 2 men appeared almost identical, but Desi's sunken eyes, gaunt cheeks, and scarred face showed how their lives had diverged. "Brother," the second man said, "they have us. We should turn back before it's too late." "It's already too late," Desi replied. "Our only hope lies ahead." "On the cliffs? What are we supposed to do? Jump?" "A way will be revealed," the leader insisted. "She promised us." A look of irritation crossed the second man's face. "She has never been seen. She's just a whisper in our minds." "She gave us this," Desi insisted, grasping a necklace that lay heavy against his chest. It was bulky and heavy, and made of electronic parts and batteries. He wore it as if it were a talisman of great power. "The necklace cannot deflect bullets," the second man said, "or stop a dog from biting. And blind faith is for fools." "Then turn back," Desi said. "But I will not let them do to the younger ones what they've done to us." The 2 men stared at each other for a long moment. They'd had this argument before. The deadlock ended as a gunshot rang out from below. Both men flinched and ducked, and then turned for the trail together, sprinting up the path in bare and bloody feet. "You'd better be right," the second man said, "or this is the only freedom we'll ever know." The 2 men scrambled up the trail, ignorant of the tracks they were making in the dirt and the bloody footprints left on the steep rock faces. When they pushed through the last wall of tangled brush and arrived out into the open, they found themselves atop a rocky bluff, high above the sea. By now the sun was low on the horizon. The ocean waves shimmered in bronze and gray. A cool breeze drew the sweat off their bodies, while the sound of crashing waves echoed up from below. The young men were staring. "I see forever," one of them said. "How do we go?" another asked. The leader looked around. He saw no sign of rescue, no sign of help. Maybe.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?